Hello, bit of a random video from me, but I thought it was worth sharing my experience with growing avocados in the southwest of England. So it's Sunday morning, and as you can see from the icicles over here, we had a pretty decent frost last night. It's since lifted, it's good sun this morning. But the avocados are faring surprisingly well, all things considered. And there are a couple that have been nuked, so that one there, he's not going to survive, he's completely melted. And there's a fair bit of this sort of dieback on older leaves on some of the plants, but for example this one, it's a little bit crispy and the top leaves have been burned off, but the meristem, the actual growing point in there, looks to be okay. And quite a lot of these avocados are doing well. So there's nothing special about these. If I buy a fruit and I like it, and I generally tend to buy sort of Chilean or Mexican, sometimes Moroccan or Spanish avocados. If the fruit's any good, I'll save the stone, germinate it, and this is what you end up with. So it's really a scattergun approach, just trying to find some genetics that can tolerate the conditions we have here. This one, I think this was only germinated in the summer, so he's very young and he's completely unfazed by the cold. There's absolutely no damage whatsoever. And I don't think this is even a Mexican race. So when you crush the leaves, you should get a sort of aniseed smell from it. But this just tastes or smells green. So yeah, he's clearly doing all right. And then these grafts here, so this is from I stole this from a tree in London that fruits reliably. I managed to track it down. I went to London with my secateurs when I was there for another purpose, and took some cuttings home and just grafted them onto some reasonably vigorous rootstocks that I had, and they actually seem to be coping pretty well as well. The graft feels nice and healthy. See, there's a little bud just thinking about breaking out there. So I think they've all taken. And then there's also, I think it's this one here, is a seed grown from the same London plant, and it actually hasn't taken the cold well at all. That meristem is completely nuked. So he'll probably die back and branch out. But I think it's interesting that a fruit from London can produce cold intolerant plants, and yet some random seed from the other side of the world, probably never seen a frost in its life, can produce really healthy plants that survive in these cold, miserable conditions. Also here I've got a couple of, or a few pawpaws. I grew these from seed, from a fruit. So they're going to go out into an orchard and create a little patch. And then these are my Cherimoyas. So these, again, seed from a fruit. I think it's from Portuguese origin. And they've grown very differently. So they both died back last winter, and they were only maybe this big. When they were, about as tall as this whip. And then over the spring, this one leafed out really well, and he put on a lot of growth, whereas this one didn't break a single bud until about August. So this one I thought was a goner, but I thought I'll let it survive the winter anyway and see what happens. It'll probably die. But actually this one has just kept chugging away. The frost hasn't damaged it at all. So I'm guessing it switched on some sort of genetics in the plant from last winter. The stress has brought out some cold tolerance, whereas this one hasn't learned its lesson and is just getting killed back every year. So you can see this wood there's no life in that. You'd have to come all the way back. In fact, even that stem there is not scratching green. So yeah, there we go. That scratch is green. So he'll probably die back to about here. So I don't think this one will ever produce fruit, but this one, just quietly plugging away, might do something. Anyway, that's all. I just thought you might find that quite interesting. was there 15 Somerset grown avocados that might one day bear fruit. Stay tuned.